Hey there. Imagine if Monopoly was real life, but instead of flipping the board when you lose, the banker just prints more money and buys your hotel. Welcome to the global economy. Now, let me introduce you to Bob. Bob sells bananas in a small town. Good guy. Loves spreadsheets. One day, Bob decides to sell his bananas online. Business booms. Orders are coming from all over the world. He's thrilled, until he realizes he has no idea why suddenly the cost of importing banana boxes from another country just doubled. Did I miss something? Did the world suddenly run out of cardboard? Nope. Turns out, the currency exchange rate between his country and the other just went poof, all because some guy in a suit sneezed during a central bank meeting and the market panicked. And Bob's just trying to sell fruit. So, who's really calling the shots here? Who controls what your money can buy, what interest rates do, and why your grocery bill makes you question all your life decisions? Let's peel back the layers. First off, no single person runs the global economy. Not even Elon Musk with his tweets. Although, let's be honest, he does come close sometimes. But there are a few key players. Think of them like the secret bosses in a video game, except instead of laser eyes, they've got central banks, oil, and algorithms. Let's talk central banks. These are the folks who control a country's money printer. Literally, they decide how much money is floating around in the economy. They don't just wake up and think, you know what? Let's make everyone rich today. It's more like, inflation is acting spicy. Better turn the money tap off for a bit. Take the US Federal Reserve. This one's a big deal, not just for America, but for the entire world. Why? Because the US dollar is like the popular kid at school. Everyone wants to be seen with it. In fact, over 80% of global trade uses the dollar. Oil, priced in dollars. Gold, dollars. Weirdly specific electronics parts from 3 different continents, also dollars. So, when the Fed raises or lowers interest rates, it's not just about mortgages in Kansas. It affects whether Bob in Banana Town can afford those international shipping rates. Now, let's bring in our next character, sovereign wealth funds. Fancy name, right? These are basically giant piggy banks owned by countries. Oil-rich nations like Norway and Saudi Arabia have these. They invest in companies, real estate, tech startups, you name it. One minute, they're buying a skyscraper in London. The next, they're quietly owning chunks of your favorite social media app. And they don't even need to ask permission. They just show up, smile politely, and buy a piece of the future. Meanwhile, we've got big financial institutions. Think the IMF, International Monetary Fund, and World Bank. They're like the strict aunties of the global economy. Countries come to them when they're broke, and the aunties hand them a check, but with a list of 27 things they need to change first. Kind of like a makeover, but for budgets and economic policy. Then there are the rating agencies. Oh boy, these are the people who give countries a credit score, just like yours, but on a global scale. If they think your economy is acting shady, boom. Bad rating. Suddenly, borrowing money becomes way more expensive. And even though they sound harmless, their opinions can tank economies overnight. They're basically the Yelp reviewers of the financial world, with way too much power. And we can't forget the private giants, multinational corporations, and megabanks. These are the avengers of capitalism, except instead of saving the world, they're optimizing tax loopholes across 3 time zones. These companies are so huge, they can actually move markets. If Apple decided tomorrow to pull its production out of a country, that country's economy could seriously wobble. Their GDP might even catch a cold. And sometimes, governments bend over backwards just to keep these giants happy. Free land, tax breaks, naming a highway after them? You got it. Also, hedge funds. Picture a bunch of extremely caffeinated people watching 30 screens, betting on currency fluctuations faster than you can say macroeconomics. They don't control the economy, per se, but when they move money, the ripples are massive. They're like the chaotic neutral characters of the financial world. Sometimes they help. Sometimes they break things and just walk away. But wait, it gets weirder. Because now, algorithms are getting involved. That's right, computers, not humans. A huge chunk of global trading today is done by bots, running calculations and placing trades in milliseconds. It's like if Wall Street was run by lightning-fast robot squirrels, and they're all trying to outsprint each other to the next profitable nut. These bots don't care about banana sales or Bob's heartbreak. They care about patterns, keywords, and shaving microseconds off a trade. And sometimes, they crash markets just because someone typed an extra zero. That actually happened. Look up the 2010 flash crash. And then, there are governments. You'd think they'd be running the show, right? Printing passports, making laws, collecting taxes. And yes, they do all that. But when it comes to the global economy, governments and that's just the beginning. Because next, trade agreements. Basically group chats between countries. But instead of memes, they swap tariffs and red tape. Sometimes they work great. Other times, someone rage quits, and boom, economic drama. Say Bob's country had a deal, 0 tariffs on banana packaging. Sweet. Then a new government cancels it. Now Bob's paying 30% more. And just like that, your smoothie costs extra. And then there's geopolitics, regular politics but louder, with more military drills. When two major economies stop talking, global supply chains fall apart. Phones, food, medicine, all delayed. One part goes missing, and boom, your delivery's stuck somewhere in the ocean. So Bob's banana biz stalled. His last hope. Crypto. Crypto said, "We don't need banks, we've got code." For a moment, it felt like the future. Bob thought, let's try Bitcoin bananas. Then the price crashed. One day, 1 Dogecoin. Next, 92. Then, 0.3. Bob's just trying to pay rent, man. Crypto's still a cool idea. Money without borders, but right now, kinda wild. And that brings us to the real economy versus financial economy. You'd think economy means jobs and groceries. But most of it, it's numbers on screens, stocks, bonds, futures. If Bob's banana biz went public, analysts would rate his banana growth, investors would buy Banana Co shares, and Bob? Still just selling fruit. But now his worth depends on market vibes. Multiply that by every industry, and you get today's weird economy. Part real, part imaginary. And let's not forget debt. Everyone has it. Governments, companies, maybe even your dog. Debt isn't evil. It builds things. But when everyone borrows at once, that's risky. It's like musical chairs, with borrowed chairs and a sketchy DJ. But in the end, it all lands on people like Bob. And you. Whether it's inflation, a loan, or just why your grocery bill doubled, it all connects back. Because this messy, powerful system runs on regular people. So, in conclusion, there's no secret puppet master. But there are massive, tangled systems shaping your money and your life. Understanding them won't make you rich overnight, but it will help you think smarter, ask better questions, and dodge the dumb stuff. And next time someone blames the economy on lattes, you'll know better. If you want more videos like this, hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.